Or you, your best man, your worst man. You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Don't be surprised if your kids seem bored when they have some time off from school. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. While kids may not miss the confinement of the classroom, they may miss the routine of the school day. Help them add some structure to those free days by planning special projects. Rearrange a bedroom, plan a family meal, increase that batting average, and keep it fun.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
It's time for Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Lincoln Stars broadcaster Joel Norman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back again with another edition of Outside the Box here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Joel Norman, and joined by the head coach of the Lincoln Stars, Rocky Russo, as we're chatting Lincoln Stars hockey here tonight. And what a time to be talking about the Stars. A great weekend for them last weekend, taking down Cedar Rapids 5-1 last Friday. And then, of course, the 7-4 thrilling victory against Dubuque the next night. And might we mention, both of those games came on the road, and the Stars can be back at home this week, taking on the Fargo Force this Friday through Sunday at the Icebox. And Rocky, a fun weekend, and there was a lot of moments I felt like from last weekend that kind of reminded me of last season in a lot of ways, especially Saturday's victory, just the resiliency of that group, despite being down 2-0 5 minutes in. You guys just refused to just, and you said it after that game that night, you said you refused to be content with just getting 2 points from the night before.
Yeah. Before we get into hockey, I gotta probably talk to DP. I love this new station. Love it. It's unbelievable. This setup is fantastic. But I just did 17 laps around the block trying to find a parking spot. I was almost late for the show on a Tuesday night in downtown Lincoln. Not exactly hopping down here right now. So I got to get some sort of parking allotment or something. I'm sure DP has himself a little nice parking spot for during the day. So I'm gonna have to bring that up next year when we re-up the show for the 2024-25 season.
New contract negotiation.
Yes. DP, when you listen to this, I don't need much, my friend. I need a place to park my car on Tuesday night for 30 minutes. I almost got hit by a bus. There was people walking across the street. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Here I was thinking last weekend was crazy, and you've got even stuff in the last half hour.
It's all right. It's all good. No, I was really proud of obviously our effort this weekend, and anybody that pays close attention to the Stars, and if you're listening to the show, you do. But we've been in just about every game all year. We obviously had a rough stretch there, but we weren't getting our doors blown off in any of those games. We were just, we were making mistakes, and the other team was capitalizing on our mistakes, and we weren't scoring enough goals. And what you're seeing now is 7 on Saturday, 5 on Friday, 7 the Friday before. Things are starting to come together offensively, and I also think that we're turning less pucks over in the gray areas of the ice, the blue lines, the neutral zone, tops of the circles. But I talked about it last Wednesday, even in the loss to Tri-City, they popped 2 and we didn't fold. And then, the real test of is this group growing and moving forward was giving up a goal on the first shift, and then 3, 4, 5 shifts later, giving another one up and being down 2-0 5 minutes into the game. That could have sent us into a tailspin a month ago. I don't think it does that to us anymore. Our guys were composed on the bench and obviously frustrated because we weren't playing bad hockey. We made a mistake. We turned 2 pucks over on the first one, first at the offensive blue line, and then again on the defensive blue line, all within 3 seconds of each other. Then we had an easy play coming out of our zone on the second one, and we tried to make things harder than they needed to be. Youthful mistakes. But we stayed the course. We kept working. Keaton scores 2-1. Jack scores 2-2. All of a sudden, those first 5 minutes are completely washed away, and we're back in a game, and you could feel the energy on our bench.
We've seen some first periods this season where you guys have gone on to a slow start, or maybe, like you said, give up a goal or two, and it's kind of been tough to battle back. But, both of these games this past week, I think it's no coincidence. You had really good first periods, maybe a couple stretches there you didn't like, but you found ways to tie or take the lead heading into the locker room after 20 minutes. So the goal by Martin Masha last Friday, that was gigantic. Final minute of that period, that game was never tied again after that point. Saturday, you mentioned the goals by Peters and Picard. What's been better in the opening 20 minutes as a whole, cumulatively, the last couple of weeks of play?
Puck management and compete level. And our puck management is why we have 13 losses. And that there's a number of reasons behind that, but it was, a lot of new guys. It was a lot of really young guys making mistakes and not feeling confident in what we were trying to accomplish. And so, our puck management is much, much better. And I know I say this all the time. I sound like a broken record, but we beat ourselves over and over and over and over again. And we were even, for a stretch during the losing streak, we were scoring first. So it's not like, you get behind and you can't come back. We were scoring first, but we were making mistakes. And so I think the guys are compete, and our focus has really gone up throughout the course of a week. Guys are getting more comfortable with each other. I know we're obviously about a third of the way through the season now, but it's a lot for a new group. There's very few returning players in that room, and so a lot of guys trying to get ingrained with the culture and the expectations, and that's happened now, and so I know we only have 5 games left before Christmas, and I know we're 6-13, but I'm still pretty optimistic about this group and what we can accomplish in the next 41 games.
Off and running here on Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket. We'd love to have you be part of the discussion with head coach Rocky Russo and myself, Joe Norman. Give us a text on the Sartor Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. You can call us that same number, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685.
I bet you Harrison has a parking spot. You have a parking spot, Harrison?
Yeah, right down at Q Place.
All right.
No hesitation in his answer. You notice that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just got a big promotion around here, from what I understand. It's a pretty big part of the ticket.
Yeah,
so I would make sure he had a
I
parking
would sure
spot
hope
if I
he
was-
would. Absolutely.
You deserve one.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Of course.
Keep it rolling here at Ticket Weeknights.
One thing we've been talking about a lot since the start of the show has been goals. I think that's been something that for a little bit that was a problem for the Stars. Looking at it overall, the last 5 games, Stars have scored 22 goals after having 28 in the first 16 games of the season. It's remarkable how the puck is just finding the back of the net.
It can be done.
And it has been a lot lately. I mean, 3 of the last 4 games, no coincidence, both those games scored 5 or more goals.
Well, we scored 28 in our first 16 games or whatever, but look at the chances we had. I mean, how many games did we have 40 plus shots? And how many opportunities did, Keaton and Blake and Jack and I mean, I can go on. Those guys were getting chances, right? The puck just wasn't going in the net. And I think when you start gripping it too tight and you're cheating it a little bit and you're not doing things the right way, like hockey gods kind of have a way. And I know if you're not in this, you don't get that to an extent, but you got to do things the right way all the time and not sometimes. And you kind of make your own bounces when you're really working really hard. And so our guys have bought into that. And I mean, let's be honest, we knew it was coming from Keaton. It was a matter of time.
Absolutely.
But he was a streaky scorer last year and he went through a big stretch where he didn't score. And so, I think he's been able to learn from that. Now he's playing with a ton of confidence, but he's also playing even harder than he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I told all the guys going into the third period on Saturday, I'm like, I don't care what you think, you can play harder. There is another gear. And sometimes your mind stops your body from doing those things, but you got more in the tank. Trust me, just push. And we did. And that's kind of been our mentality for the last couple of weeks. And, we're finally starting to get the results that we wanted.
You mentioned Peters. I mean, 6 goals in his last 5 games. Feels like everything that's catching his stick is finding the back of the net. And I like that you brought that up. He was a guy, we knew it was coming. He was doing a lot of right stuff, especially those weeks really leading up to it. I remember thinking that Green Bay weekend, there was a lot of little stuff we were seeing with him subtly. It's like, boy, he's close. It's just, and like you say, a lot of times in hockey, sometimes it just takes one to really open the floodgates. And that's exactly what happened with him.
Yeah, Varner needs one. Varner really needs one because Varner plays the right way. He works really hard and he competes and he's a good kid and he's a great teammate and he's proven that he can score in this league. And that's
Absolutely.
I think I can't even imagine how he feels because he's hit posts, he's hit crossbars, he's had it behind the goalie and it doesn't find its way in. And I have a feeling once he pops one, he's gonna start going a little bit. And we got to get through these next 2 weekends and get back from Christmas, and then you've got Yavi and Maltz and Dash back, and I mean that really changes what our front end looks like. And you'll have Kleber back at that point, you'll have Max back at that point, and knock on wood, fingers crossed, whatever you want to say, we're healthy at that point. You see our full lineup again. It's been a long time since you've seen that full lineup, and with the exception of obviously Jimmy and Jimmy's out for the foreseeable future. We're optimistic that we can get Jimmy back, but we'll see. We'll see how his recovery goes. And that was a devastating blow for us to lose Jimmy and his leadership. But in the interim, we've elected to name a captain, and that'll be Kai Janvria. Kai will wear the C and in the time being while Jimmy's gone, and more than likely we'll maintain a C when Jimmy does come back. We'll just have co-captains at that point. But Kai's been such a catalyst for us, and his compete level, his work ethic, his energy, his positive emotion. it's infectious, and he's been playing great hockey. And I thought Mangs really deserved it. I thought Keaton really deserved it. They both have been fantastic. I just, those guys are going to do what they do, whether they wear the C or the A. And I thought that Kai's energy is something that we really needed, and I think that it was a good choice.
It's so impressive for him too. So obviously, congratulations to him. But it's so impressive, a guy who's been with the team since was drafted last spring, been with the team since main camp in the summer a little bit. Really cool that he stepped into that role.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, he's a third-year guy in the league, right? He's played 2 years with the national program, and he's mature. He's a really good teammate. Like I can't say enough good things about Kai, and so he's got his feet on the ground now. I think he struggled a little bit at the start of the year. Obviously, he playing in a bigger role than maybe he did with the program, because you're talking about first round draft picks left, right, and center there, and so he doesn't get maybe the same opportunities there that he clearly deserves. But he's getting them here, and he's settled in. He's embraced how we want to play, and he's just been so good for us. So I was happy to be able to promote him, so to speak. And we'll see how things go down the road. We might pick another A, we might not, but I'm happy with the 3 guys right now.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that next as well, because obviously you had the 3 alternates when Jimmy was healthy as well, but 3 really capable leaders regardless.
Yeah, and there's other guys in that room that could certainly step into a leadership role and do a great job. There's no question about that. But, our mantra is always leaders amongst leaders. And, you don't have to wear a letter on your jersey to be a leader in that locker room and on the ice and in the weight room and in the community. And so those are things that, we expect our guys to do, whether they're formally a captain of this team or not.
I want to go back to what you were talking about with Justin Varner saying, he's due for a goal at some point. Do you believe that scoring is contagious sometimes, where you see a couple guys get really hot and sometimes it can kind of spread to others, whether they're playing on the same line as those players who are red hot or not?
I sure hope so. I think it's not contagious. I think it just breeds confidence. Gotcha. And, so when guys start playing with more confidence and they see pucks go in the net, then they can loosen up a little bit. You can relax the jaw and relax the shoulders and start to have fun again. And that's what I just try to tell these guys. You've been playing this game your whole life. You sat in school when you were a little kid, and you couldn't wait till school was over so you could go to the rink. That's all you wanted to do, was be at the rink. Well, now your job's just to be at the rink. Like, I don't know why we let the stress and everything else get in the way of it. I get it. It's a business. There's no getting away from that. And there's, there's scholarships and there's NHL draft opportunities and what have you, but it's the same game you've been playing your whole life. And so I just try to remind the guys of that from time to time, and not allow the moment to get bigger than it needs to be. And it's something that, I have to remind myself of too. And the results don't define me as a person. They don't define the players as people. And being a player, being a coach is part of what you are, but it's not your identity. And so, I think the more we can get the guys to understand that, the more they can really enjoy what they're doing and score a lot of goals.
You mentioned a little bit earlier, the World Junior A Challenge is coming up around the corner. December 11th, or I think it's the 10th, actually, through the 17th. And it's going to be really exciting to follow a couple of guys on the Stars who will be away during that stretch. Max Verkodic is going to play for Slovakia. Adam Kleber with the U.S. Just, Rocky, aside from having them outside
they
the
play
line.
Each other the first game, don't they?
I think it's the first or the second. So that'll be really cool. How much do you enjoy watching a situation like that where you've got 2 guys currently on your team going up against each other?
Anytime you get the opportunity to represent your country, it's special. And I was able to do it in 2019 at the Serious World Junior Cup in Sochi. And that was an unbelievable experience. And then, our guys being able to go to this tournament and represent their country, whether it's, the Slovakian team with Max or the US team with Klebs, it's really special. And I know that Tanner had an incredible experience doing it last year, winning the gold medal for the U.S. program, and I'm sure that both of those guys are going to take it very seriously. I know they will, and be very humbled and gracious at the opportunity to do it. And from a personal perspective, from an organizational perspective, we're thrilled they get the chance, and we're going to be rooting them both on. And we won't really care about that score when it comes to them playing each other. But I will say that, the U.S. kind of stacks the deck a little bit in that tournament because they use all USHL players, and it's rare that they go up there and they don't have a lot of success. So we expect them to do a great job, obviously. And, I hope Max can be a catalyst for his team from an offensive perspective, and do the things that he does to help us win here.
Klebs was telling me recently he's really hoping to get gold because of falling just short in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup over the summer. He got bronze there, but he was telling me that just makes him even more hungry to try and get gold.
It was really cool because when I told Adam that he made the team, I did it personally one-on-one in the office, and he had a big smile on his face, and he goes, "This is really cool, Coach," because I was in the car. I had called Tanner last year because I had to let him know right away because they were going to be getting in contact with him, and he had gone to lunch, and so he goes, "I was in the car with Tanner when you told him last year, and now here you are telling me," and those guys were roommates together last year, so. It's very cool that they both get the opportunity to do it, and like I said, I know that both those guys are very, very appreciative of the chance to represent their country.
Tell fans about how you told the team about Max being with Slovakia this past weekend.
At what time was it?
Well, it was probably about 4:30 in the morning.
After I got done arguing with the bus driver. I wanted to make sure the guys knew, and I knew that Adam was leaving. I knew that Max wasn't leaving yet, but I didn't feel right wishing Adam good luck without obviously letting the guys know that Max was going as well. And the U.S. team goes up a little earlier than Max's team does. They play some more exhibition games, so Max will be here till the end of the week. He won't be playing in our games this weekend. He'll be leaving before that. But I was able to let both guys get their moment a little bit on the bus after we got back to Lincoln, and wish them both well. And I know that the guys were really excited about Max having the chance to do it, and they knew about Klebs already, but they didn't know about Max, so it was pretty neat.
I like the way you phrased it. Was you said that we'll all be cheering for Adam and Team USA, unless of course maybe Max. What was it? You said Max and Slovakia get past them. Well, maybe we'll cheer for them then.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll be cheering for both of those guys.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you pull for the red, white, and blue, right? And I don't want to be biased, but you always hope that our home country can win a gold medal. But if they happen to get upset and Max came back with a gold medal instead, I think it would be pretty neat too.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun as well. I remember last year watching the gold medal game of that on the flight. I had a United flight, and they had the TVs and the chairs, and I remember seeing it was when Alex Bump, or was it Tanner set up Alex Bump for that one goal, and thinking, geez, that's the only time you're ever going to see that happen.
Well, it was a lot closer last year than you think.
Yeah.
We were in the Alex Bump sweepstakes when it came time to hit the trade deadline, but I'm glad we didn't. Not because, I mean, I certainly wanted Alex Bump on our team. He's a great player, but man, was the price high. And I'm glad.
Tri-City certainly paid. Yeah.
Yeah. Tri-City, Jason Kohler and Anthony have been there a long time, and they've managed their assets well. And so, they made the big trade for Strathman before last year, and they got a king's ransom back for him. So they were sitting on a lot of assets, and they've managed their assets well. And when you get to that point where you've kind of loaded your cupboard full, then you can make a splash in a trade and not really empty the cupboard. And we're not there yet. We're working on that, but we're not there yet. And so spending what they spent would have hurt us down the road, and I don't think Nick or I were prepared to make that decision, and ultimately we were glad that we kind of held pat. I mean, we got where we got. Would Alex Bump maybe got us further? I don't know. Maybe not.
Hard to say.
But I was really happy with the group that we had down the stretch, and obviously we had a great year.
We mentioned the word trade. I'm looking over the board, making sure there aren't 50 people texting in right now. I know that usually triggers a lot, especially once we get into the new year. Certainly does.
Yeah, we do got a couple here. Nothing about trades, though. We do have Jessica Rose from Facebook saying the boys are going to represent us well. Go Adam and Max. Good luck. And then Chase Spee says, good to have you back, Joel. This team is starting to look like a typical Stars team with physicality and being able to bounce back.
I like that he said that. It felt like the Lincoln Stars this week. And obviously 2 wins certainly feels that way, but the way that they won certainly felt that way, Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nobody taking this harder, this tough start to the year than me. I don't like to lose, but I'm not accustomed to it. This is something very, very much outside of my experience, and you know, I've tried to keep it in perspective of hey, I need to learn from this situation. I need to find a way to manage this situation. I've done a lot of thinking about how to handle it, a lot of praying, a lot of just reflection. We've changed a few things that we were doing systematically. I've taken different approaches with the guys, different approaches with individual conversations, and I do think that we're in a good place right now, and so I'm excited about the next 5 games, and then the Christmas break. I think that's needed for everybody, but I'd like to go into that break feeling good about where we're at and what we can accomplish when we come back.
You mentioned the 5 games before Christmas, 3 with Fargo this weekend, home and home with Tri-City coming up next week. Of course, the Teddy Bear Toss game at the Icebox is 2 Fridays from now. So 4 consecutive home games coming up, and boy, how nice is that going to be? We've had a lot of road games to open up the fall portion of the 2023-24 schedule, and the stretch continues with the 3 games here this weekend with Fargo. Rocky, the first time taking them on since the Western Conference Finals. They're going to be looking a little different this weekend. They'll be without some guys just in the same way that the Stars are going to be. But, as we've seen the last few years, whenever Lincoln and Fargo match up, it's a dogfight in a lot of ways to come out with 2 points.
Yeah, they're obviously a good club. They were, again, they've been there a long time. Carey's been there a long time. Their cupboard was very full with their affiliate list, and we're kind of dealing with we didn't have quite as deep of a list as they did, but so they were able to kind of reload and retool, and but I'm excited about our 06 group. You see a bunch of those guys now. I'm excited about our 07 group. I'm excited about what's to come with the draft this spring, but right now we're playing good hockey. They're obviously playing fantastic hockey. They're the best team in the league, but everybody kind of told us we didn't have a chance to beat Dubuque either. And I think that this group is enjoying that underdog feeling right now, and proving people wrong. And so we have a ton of respect for that Fargo group and what they've been able to accomplish so far. But I don't think that they hand out the Clark Cup in December or November. And so right now it's just, let's play one game at a time, one period at a time, one shift at a time, and pack the house, have a great crowd at the Icebox this weekend, and play the right way and see if we can come out with a few wins.
Absolutely. 3 games in 3 days, as we mentioned. You can purchase a December weekend package now to get 3 games for the price of just 2 games. Heck of a deal right there. Head over to LincolnStars.com to do that. Before we take a break, Rock, we got to mention it. Blake Montgomery, you said it was absolutely robbed of Forward of the Week this past week. What a great weekend he had.
I don't even, I was refreshing it on Monday because I'm like, there's no way that anybody else can possibly win this week. And then, I'll give the kid credit in Chicago. He had an overtime winner or whatever, but I mean, Blake was on another level in 2 games, and that kid played 3, and Blake had more points, and the old school Gordie Howe hat trick on Friday, the goal, the assist in the fight, and then, 2 goals on Saturday, and just unbelievable for Blake to really continue to take steps in the right direction. So I do think he was robbed. In fact,
I agree.
I was pretty disappointed to see him not get the recognition that he deserves. But he's a kid that doesn't need that. He'll find his way into winning that at some point this year, because I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot more weekends out of Blake Montgomery like we had this past weekend.
He was phenomenal. 6 points. You mentioned the 2 goals on this past Saturday, one with the Gordie Howe hat trick with the goal, the assist in the fight on Friday. He's got 4 goals over the last 4 games as well, but really fun watching him click.
Oh yeah, and that line has been fantastic, obviously with Mangs and Spinner, and what a great addition Ryan
Holy
Spinelli
cow.
has been to our group, and he's another guy that just creates confidence, and he plays hard, he plays disciplined, he's smart, he's skilled, he's physical, he can skate, he's a leader, like he's got an incredible character. I mean, we had a home run with that one, and really excited to have him, and he's been a difference maker for us. It's added depth to our forward group, and when we get those other guys back, I'm gonna be really excited at what this group can do together.
It's going to be a good problem to have. A lot of guys you need to fit into the lineup. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This is Outside the Box. We're chatting Lincoln Stars hockey on 93.7 The Ticket.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Old School with DP and J.
We got a special guest in. We got Jason Peters.
All that's being asked of you is everything. Like, you have to give everything that you have to that program, to that team. If you want to be a champion, that's the only way, right? I mean, you have to commit to every lifting session, every strength and conditioning session, during the summer, during the spring, whatever it may be. It just has to be 100% commitment by everybody.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.3333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? they find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
What if that happened to Nebraska? What do you think would be going on right now? If somehow, some way, miraculously, Matt Rule and company went undefeated, and because we lost our starting quarterback, you forgot about the entire 100 and how many ever guys, as if it only took the quarterback to get Florida State undefeated. NCAA, make it make sense. Committee, make it make sense. There's no rhyme or reason to your selection.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time for Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Lincoln Stars broadcaster Joel Norman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Back again here on Outside the Box, here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're chatting Lincoln Stars hockey. I'm Joel Norman, and we're joined by a couple of defensemen for our guests now, Martin Masha and Tanner Hendricks. I was just telling them a moment ago, I think it's the first time we've had, maybe in my 2 years actually, we've done a segment where both guests have been defensemen. So welcome in here, guys. Happy to have you with us. As both you mentioned, your radio debut tonight.
Yep. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Marty, let's talk with you. How are you enjoying your season here with the Stars? First season, you got that first USHL goal last week. That had to be a heck of a moment.
Of course, yeah. I really enjoy my time here. The city's great. The team is great too. Even though we're on a losing streak, but I think we're turning it around right now. So, yeah, as I said, I'm enjoying my time here, and everything's getting better, and everyone's scoring, and we score more goals now. So, yeah, everything's going good.
Another guy who's getting close. We know that first USHL goals right around the corner, Tanner Hendricks. Tanner, I was talking to, I think it was Teddy Richardson the other day, and he was telling me, he's like, I got to get mine so I don't get that Instagram picture of me with my puck. So yeah. I enjoyed that. I know you got to feel like, I'm getting close here.
Yeah, I'm hoping for one soon. That'll be great, but hoping to get one.
One of the interesting things about this weekend that's exciting, I would imagine, for guys like you is, Adam Kleber's going to be away. He's going to be, of course, competing with USA at the World Junior A Challenge. So that means a lot of minutes are kind of up for grabs in a lot of ways for a lot of you guys to move into these roles. And I would imagine, especially Friday, that's going to be kind of different guys weaning into that. Is that something that at this point, obviously you're proud for Klebs that with what he's doing, but I would imagine you're also kind of excited about this opportunity that you guys are probably going to get this weekend. I'll start with you, Marty.
Yeah, of course. It's, he's been playing a lot of minutes. So if him gone, we need someone else. So I'm just gonna, if I get an opportunity, I'll just try and take it and do the most out of it.
And Tanner, you've been a guy, you've played with Klebs before, both on the ice, and we've talked about this several times, but the Helinka Gretzky Cup this past summer. What's that like playing with a guy like that?
Oh, he's a great player. He just sees the ice. He can skate very well. He's just a great player to play with and a great guy on and off the ice for sure.
What was that like competing this past summer? I know you and I have talked about it a few times, but tell fans about that. That had to be just one heck of an experience suiting up in red, white, and blue.
Oh yeah, it was definitely an experience of a lifetime. Going to Czech was pretty cool. Experiencing another country for once. That was my first time going outside the country. So
Really?
yeah.
Okay. You guys said you had passports for that, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Well, what was that like traveling as a team outside? I mean, not that you have experience traveling outside the country normally, but
Yeah.
what was that like going as a team? It's pretty cool because you're doing everything together,
Yeah.
maybe more so than usual.
Yeah, we had our tracksuits on, like USA tracksuits. We all came in a bus together. We all sat at the airport all together. As soon as we got on the plane, we boarded our seats, got off the plane, and all together again. Go to get food or whatever, and just long flights.
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah. So
That's really cool. The thing I always think about with those tournaments is that they're so quick in the grand scheme of things, but with how much they condense into such a short time, you probably really feel a great bond with your teammates in that span. It certainly helps when one of them's with you on your juniors team as well.
Oh yeah, no, we everyone there was super tight after the weekend was over. It was a long 2 weeks, I think 3 weeks, but at the end we got through it. We won a bronze, which was pretty cool. So we all bonded.
Heck of a moment to end it with there too.
Yeah.
Marty, you've gotten some minutes a lot with Adam Kleber the last couple of weeks. What's that been like for you? Going left shot with the right shot defenseman, and he's a guy who he was a lot of times last season kind of that stay-at-home defenseman, but it seems like you guys have a really good balance of each other, of getting involved offensively and being able to kind of communicate with the other when the other needs to be back.
Yeah, I think we're both really smart defenders. So when I see him attacking, I'll just stay behind, and he does basically the same for me. So it's been a pleasure, and it's been really nice playing with him. He sees, as Tanya said, he sees the ice, and he can skate. He protects the puck. He's not nervous, or like he can make plays. He's confident. So it's been really good so far. So, and you can see that I think on our last few games. So.
One of the things I was talking about with you right before we got on, Marty, was being from Czech Republic. And we were debating a little bit what the preferred way to refer to it is. We were joking recently. We've heard people refer to it as Czechia, but you were telling me you prefer Czech Republic, and a lot of other people there probably prefer that too.
Yeah, I think so. I think Czech Republic's just better. I think it sounds better, and I think it's nicer, and I think everyone's used to it. But I don't mind Czechia or Czech Republic. But if I would pick one, I'd pick Czech Republic.
I think it sounds more powerful. Yeah. Tell me about the biggest difference between living in the Czech Republic and living in the United States.
Oh, that's kind of like hockey. I think hockey, because hockey is the main sport here, and it's a really big sport here. It's a really big sport in Czech, but it's just the opportunity here, to be honest, and just living here. Like culture is different, hockey practice is different, mentality is different. It's been fun here so far, and I'm looking forward to spend more time here.
Is the food too different? Sometimes I hear that with guys from some countries. They say, I don't like American food by comparison. Is it too different from Czech Republic?
No, I mean, I'm not a picky eater, so I'll just eat whatever. But of course, I like my mom's food, but yeah, it's kind of similar, a lot of oily stuff, musty stuff. So it's kind of similar.
Looks like we got text on the text line here.
Yep, and this one kind of follows what we're talking about here. It says, question for the players from Chase B. When you heard about coming to Lincoln to play hockey, what did you expect? And did we meet the expectations, or was it completely different than what you thought it was going to be?
Tanner, let's start with you on that.
It's been, I've heard great things about it here. I talked to Adam over Helenka. How's the team? How was all the players? He said it was great. It definitely exceeded my expectations. It was everyone here was super welcoming. Everyone friendly. The hockey's great. Coaches are even better. I love the coaches. So everything's just been great.
How about for you, Marty?
Yeah, for me it's basically the same. I experienced being in Lincoln last year. I was here for 2 weeks with the last year's group. So I saw how it was, and as I said before, it's been fun, so much fun, and it definitely exceeded my expectations, and just keep going right now. So.
Has adjusting to the group been pretty easy? Adjusting to the full season of junior hockey, just jumping in there and getting acclimated as soon as possible?
It definitely was a turning point going from 16U to juniors. That was a big jump. Took me a little while to get used to, but I feel like I'm I'm getting there. Still have a little ways to go, but I feel like I'm definitely a big jump.
What about for you, Marty? I mean, you're switching. We talked about switching countries and coming over. Was the adjustment fairly easy once you kind of got into a routine?
I think I struggled at the start. Struggled to find my game, but I think I found it after a few games. But yeah, I had this culture and hockey shock last year also when I went from Czech to Canada. So it was definitely something new last year to me, but I knew what I was like expecting this year. So yeah, as I said before, it just took me a couple games to get to it.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. You played in Canada a bit last season. Now you come over to the United States. So you played in 3 different countries. All right, a lot of guys don't get a chance to say that before they're 20 years old, any sport. How has that helped you feel like maybe seeing some different cultures along the way?
Yeah, for sure. You get more eyes on you and like more opportunity, and you just get more you get more people around you, and that's I think what helped me more. I got a lot of skilled coaches that I had in my past, I would say 4 years. I switch coaches basically every year now. It's kind of
not easy at all.
It's not easy, everyone wants something else, but at the end of the day, they all help me. And I think switching from cultures and hockeys from Czech and Canada to the United States, it was definitely good. It helped me a lot. So yeah,
absolutely. And Tanner, you obviously got noticed earlier this fall when you were named to the NHL Central Scouting's preliminary draft watch list. Now that's something that I'd imagine. Tell me if I'm wrong. I would imagine that's something where you get that and you got to go, wow, that's really cool to be listed as a guy who is, on the spotlight of teams for the NHL draft this next summer. But then I would imagine that almost even motivates you even more.
Yeah, it definitely does. Trying to get that extra grade higher or whatever, it just pushes you to keep going. You're getting noticed. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep working on the things you're doing. So
yeah, that was a really cool one. You and Adam Kleber both appearing on that from this past fall. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to continue with much more in just a moment, chatting Lincoln Stars hockey here on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Outside the Box.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known, but what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me, I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. It's time for Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Lincoln Stars broadcaster Joel Norman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back again one last time here on Outside the Box, being brought to you, or actually not being brought to you, I beg your pardon, no sponsor this season, something of a year ago, but coming to you here on 93.7 The Ticket, chatting Lincoln Stars hockey. I'm Joel Norman with Stars defenseman Martin Masha and Tanner Henriksen. Guys, I was just talking off air a little bit with our producer Harrison about just some of the this past Sunday's Nebraska basketball game. Have you guys gotten a chance to really go to any Nebraska events, any football games, anything this fall?
I have not. I would.
Okay.
I always want to go to the football game. The football game seems really fun.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people go. All the wearing red and stuff. Sounds like it'll be fun.
You're both in the same billet household, so I'm guessing Marty's going to say no as well.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see anything yet, but
Nothing
I really
yet.
want to. Yeah.
Is it something for you guys? Is it really cool to be living in a town where a Division I school is based on where you already both have college commitments, right? Is it kind of neat to get the feel for what these towns might be like when you go off to school eventually?
Yeah, it is. You know, definitely learning. You know how college would be like. You know, different colleges have different things, I guess. But like, yeah, it's definitely cool to be around one. You'll see what there is. You know, what there is to offer, I guess.
And Marty, we talked about you lived in Canada for a little bit there, playing abroad. Are you pretty comfortable living away from home? Comfortable doing your own laundry and stuff, or cooking at all? Tell me about that.
No, I'm actually really bad in both of that stuff.
Both of them.
Yeah. Last year I was in a school, so I had dining hall food.
That helps.
So I didn't cook anything, but yeah, this year I have amazing billets.
That's good.
And they take care of me a lot. But yeah, I'm not that good independent, but I learned how to live by myself, away from my family. It was definitely a culture shock again last year, more than this year. But yeah, they support me, so I talk to them as most frequently as I can, which is not much because the time difference. But yeah, it's been a culture shock, and it's great now. I can do, I don't need them anymore, to be honest.
Henny, what about you? If I'm not mistaken, this is your first real sustained period being outside of California, right? I imagine first off, the Colts got to stink for you by comparison. Second, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Marty. Are you able to kind of cook at all? And you do any laundry or?
Yeah, no, I went to Shattuck. It was a prep school
That's
in
right, I
Minnesota.
forgot.
So I lived away for 2 years, so I can do laundry and cook.
Okay.
I'm actually starting to get into cooking. I love to cook.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun.
What do you like to make?
Can't really make much right now, but I'm learning.
You're experimenting.
Yeah, I'm trying different things. You know, I like make myself some eggs in the morning.
Okay.
I'm not a chef, but
That's all right.
I like to make some creative dishes.
I couldn't do anything till I was about probably 20. So I'll give you guys that already. Like I asked that because I'm genuinely curious because it took me way too long to learn how to do that stuff. Living in dorms doesn't help. But
yeah.
So eggs. What about like? Do you ever cook any pregame meals for yourself for home games?
No, my billets do. You know,
Okay.
they're great. They hook us up every time. You know, pasta, chicken, rice, all that stuff. So it's great.
Okay. Do you guys insist on that before every home game? You say just give us some pasta and chicken.
Yeah, chicken, rice. You know,
Okay.
and we're good.
Red pasta, nothing crazy with that.
Yeah, just
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What about like breakfast during the week? You know, do you prefer to cook yours, or do they ever make something there? Or
Every morning they make it. You know, eggs,
that?
pancakes. They have it all ready.
You
By
guys
the
are
time
being
we wake up.
spoiled,
I
man.
know it's great. It's fantastic.
what's the best that you're? Tell me who are your billets names? I'm trying to remember again.
Lacey Rodriguez and
Okay.
Jeremy Hill.
Okay, well, what's the best that you've had for breakfast then, Marty?
I like their pancakes, to be honest.
Pancakes?
Yeah, pancakes. Pancakes are awesome.
Okay, that's not too bad at all. It's really neat. I always wonder, how much guys enjoy it because it's such a different experience having billets. I work for a baseball team this summer. I spent one of those summers with host parents and learned a lot about cooking. That was really cool. I always say about that, but it's such a unique experience kind of going into someone's house. I imagine at this point you guys are pretty comfortable now, a couple months in though, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest adjustment when you're living in someone else's house? Is it kind of like, hey, what are the house rules? What do you guys really prefer? Like, what is it for you, Marty?
Yeah, for sure. It was hard at the start, but our billets are awesome. For me, it was like not to make much noise when playing video games,
Sure.
like doing some stuff
Instead of yelling
but-
at the TV, right?
Yeah, TV. So just not to interrupt them, but yeah, they're great. So and everything's going fine. Yeah.
Did I hear you guys saying on the bus here that you guys play a lot of, is it Fortnite? You like to do a lot? I know a lot of people like doing that right now. Who on the team would you guys play with when you're growing?
Like we basically play everyone.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys just play video games because we have a lot of free time, but we for sure play like against each other some matches. But
Okay.
yeah, we all have our own friends too, so we all play with them too. But yeah, we all play with Warren Z kids, Mangs, and all of those kids. So yeah.
Who's the best Fortnite player on the team, Henny?
I actually don't know.
No? Do you play at all?
No, I do.
Okay.
But, everyone's about the same, I guess. No
Okay.
one's really. Actually, yeah. No, I think everyone's about the same.
the same?
No really stand out, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that good myself, so I couldn't tell you.
that probably makes it a little easier
Yeah.
harder to differentiate in a lot of ways. Marty, what about you? Are you going to claim yourself or someone else?
Nah, I'm not that good. I stopped playing, but I recently just got back to it. So yeah, I'm not that good how I used to be, for sure.
Oh, that's funny. Well, guys, we really appreciate you joining us for this one. Enjoy this great stretch we've been playing right now. Let's keep it going this weekend. Let's get 6 points against Fargo.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you very much. It's Tanner Hendricks and Martine Masha. I'm Joel Norman. This has been Outside the Box here on 93.7 The Ticket.